So, I guess I am properly audible and visible to you. Good evening. I think now I am properly audible and visible to everyone. Good evening. So, good evening and welcome everyone to the session. Welcome to Khan Global Studies. And we are starting with the current affairs of the day. So, yes, I hope now everything is fine. Yes, good evening. So, tell me one thing, how are you doing? Like it's 7th of January. It is 7th of January, so 1 week has already passed. Now tell me one thing. How many of you have been able to keep your resolutions till now? Like in the beginning of the year, you might have made some resolutions that from 1st of January, I am going to complete 5 chapters of any particular subject per day. You may have made this target that, okay, from today onwards, I am going to give 8 hours of self-study. So just tell me one thing. Have you been able to keep that target? Have you been able to fulfill that resolution or not? I hope you have gone you may have made some targets. So tell me, what is the status there? Good evening. So what is the status on that part, on your resolutions? So now I'm still waiting for your answer on that. You can tell me about that. Like, how has been your experience in the last 7 days? What you have been doing? Have you been able to achieve those resolutions or not? So I will wait for your answer on that. And let's see what topics we are going to discuss today. One of the topic will be about HMPV virus. This HMPV virus, it is making all the news across the world right now. So we are going to talk about this HMPV virus. What is it? How did it spread? What are the concerns? This is the first topic which we are going to discuss. Second topic will be the collegium system. Basically, there is an editorial with respect to this. There is an editorial with respect to this collegium system. Some very important informations are there in this editorial. So this is one of the very important topic for today, the collegium system. This is one thing which we are going to discuss. The third thing which we are going to discuss is national anthem controversy in Tamil Nadu. You might have seen that there is this one news about the governor of Tamil Nadu. So there is a controversy with respect to national anthem in the assembly of Tamil Nadu, in the state legislative assembly of Tamil Nadu. So we are going to discuss that topic also. Then the fourth thing which we are going to discuss today is some map related things. Basically, we are going to see all important straits of the world. All important straits of the world. So this is one thing which will be very much crucial for your prelims part. We will try to incorporate more and more topics which are frequently there in the news or which have been news in the past. So we will try to cover it on maps also. Okay. So this will be one task which we'll be doing from today onwards. And then we will also see the science tech related October related questions. Okay. But before we go into this, let's see some questions on the basis of previous classes. The first such topic is about this one. Project 75 is often seen in the news. It is related to what? Project 75 is often seen in the news. It is related to, first of all, submarines, avian flu, space technology, or Great Nicobar project. So project 75, what it is related to? What is the project 75 related to? Okay, yesterday's PDF has not been provided. Okay, I will ask the team to upload both these PDF today itself. See this question, I think it is quite much simple for all of you. Project 75, it is related to what? Submarines, avian flu, space technology, or Great Nicobar project. Project 75. Okay, so maximum people are going for answer as option D. A few answer as answer A also and C also. See, if we talk about project 75, this is about submarines, Scorpion class submarines. Scorpion class submarines. Okay. So last day we have discussed about this projects, like we have discussed 6 different submarines which were there, from INS Kalvari to Khanderi to Karanj to Wagir, Wagishar, etc. So we have discussed about all these 6 submarines and they have been developed under this project 75. So project 75, yes, of course, I have given you this option, Great Nicobar project. Like many of you will go for this, but do understand project 75 is related with nuclear submarine, Scorpion submarine especially. Okay. So it is like if you are preparing for defense exam, this is very much important. Even in UPSC prelims, it can be asked that project 75 is related to what? It is about Scorpion class submarine. Okay. So this is first question. Second one, consider the following pairs: Burzil Pass, Great Himalayan Range, Banihal Pass, Pir Panjal Range, and Jojila Jaskar Range. So how many pairs are correctly matched? Question number 2. How many pairs are correctly matched? Okay, question number 2. Burzil Pass, Great Himalayan Range, Banihal Pass, Pir Panjal Range, and third is Jojila Jaskar Range. Okay, question number 2. What will be the answer? A option, B option, C option. Have you revised yesterday's class or not? Like last day we have discussed about all these different passes which were there. See, if we look at this, Burzil Pass is one connecting the Great Himalayan Range. Burzil Pass is the one in the Great Himalayan Range. This one is correct. Okay. Second thing is, if we look at the Banihal Pass, Banihal 4-lane which was passing through this, it is in the Middle Himalayan Range, the Pir Panjal Range. So this one is also correct. This one is also correct. And Jojila is in the third part, that is Jaskar Range. Okay. So Jojila is in Jaskar Range, Banihal Pass is there in Pir Panjal Range, and Burzil Pass is there in Great Himalayan Range. So these 3 are correct here. That is directly from the last class. Okay. So here the answer will be all 3. All these 3 are correct here. Passes, they can ask you multiple things. They can ask you about the connecting ones also. They can ask you about like where they are lying. So we have seen all these things in last session. Coming to the third question, how many of the following are particularly vulnerable tribal groups of Andaman and Nicobar Island? Champagnes, Jaravas, Ongis, and Nicobaris. How many of the following are particularly vulnerable tribal groups of Andaman and Nicobar? First one is Champagnes, Jaravas, Ongis, and Nicobaris. Question number 3. Question number 3, what will be the answer here? We have discussed this in the last session also. We have discussed this topic in last session. I think B option and C option are coming. Okay, so see, if we look into this, like champagnes are there, that is correct. Jarawas are also there, that is also correct. Ongis are there, it is also correct. But Nicobaris, we have seen, their population is significant. There are 5 tribal groups. Nicobaris is not, 5 particularly vulnerable tribal groups. Nicobaris are not one of them. Okay, so this 4th option is incorrect. The answer here will be C, that is only 3. Okay, so 3 particularly vulnerable tribal groups are here. Okay, in Andaman and Nicobar, we have total 5 PVTs. Here, the 3 of them, you can see it here. Okay. Now, coming to today's topic, this is one new virus. Some people who are there in class 10, 12, they are getting happy. Some of the people are getting concerned. So there is mixed feeling about a new virus which is there. The name of the virus is HMPV. Okay. So HMPV virus, human metapneumovirus. Human metapneumovirus. It is there in the news these days. So let us see what is this virus all about. What are the different parts of this, or what are the different dimensions of this virus? Let us look into this. Okay. So human metapneumovirus. Human metapneumovirus. So if we are looking into this human metapneumovirus, okay, this is not a new virus. The first thing is, this is not a new virus. It has been in circulation for almost 50-60 years, but it has been identified in 2001. So this is not a new virus. Like COVID was a new virus which was outbreaking throughout the world. Okay, but this is not a new virus. What we see that this was first identified in 2001. It was first identified in 2001. If we look at this, like you might have heard about measles and mumps. So measles and mumps also belong to the same family of this of this human metapneumovirus. There is a family of virus, Pneumoviridae. Pneumoviridae family. Pneumoviridae family. Okay. So it belongs to that family. Here you will find that measles and mumps, these viruses are also belonging to the same family. Measles, mumps, they are also belonging to the same family. Okay. Now, if we look at this, like this human metapneumovirus, what has been seen that it mainly affects the upper respiratory part, although it can even impact the lower respiratory organs also. Okay. So mainly impacts upper respiratory tracts, but can also impact lower one. Means it can reach even up to lungs. Lower one. Okay. So it is mainly affecting the upper respiratory tract, but it can reach even up to lower tract as well. So this is one such virus, and generally will find that it is generally seen during the winter season. It is generally there in the winter season. Like now we are having this winter season. So in winter it is quite much prominent. Okay. In winter what we see that this virus becomes quite much prominent. Can you tell me who are the most impacted? Like who are the groups of people Like which group of people are largely impacted by this human metapneumovirus? Who are getting more impacted from this virus? Like among whom we see the impact? Children are there. Okay. So normally you will find that children under 5, max impact, if we look at this, maximum impact is on children under 5. Children under 5, or there is also impact on elderly population. They are also impacted somewhat. At the same time, what we also see that those who are having this compromised immune system, those who are having this compromised immune system, they are also impacted. So immunocompromised persons, immunocompromised persons. Sometimes you may be aware that there are people like some of the people who are having medications with respect to transplantation of organs, or other other medications are going on. Some of them are going on immunosuppressant. The immunosuppressants are a class of medicine which reduces the power of immune system. So those who are on immunosuppressant medicines, they can also be impacted with the human metapneumovirus. So wherever immune system is weaker, this virus generally impacts. Is there any vaccine or is there any such treatment? The answer is no. Any vaccine or treatment? Any vaccine? Answer is no. There is no specific medication. There is no specific medication, just like general flu, with preventive care and support system, the patients generally recover. Okay. It is not very much fatal. Like in case of COVID, there was high fatality. So it is not that much fatal also. Generally, people recover easily. From this human metapneumovirus. It has been there for many decades, even known for more than 25 years. So those who are thinking that again we might have the same lockdown and we will pass class 10th and 12th without even going through examination, or will complete graduation without examination, it may not be happening this year. Okay. So those who are dependent upon lockdown for their examination, it's not that much easy. Okay. Now, what is the mode of spread? What is the mode of spread? Like respiratory droplets, they are mode of respiratory droplets. Okay. So what thing has been advised with respect to this human metapneumovirus? The same thing as there was in COVID. Maintain a distance of 6 feet from the next person. Do not go in any much or too much crowded places. Wear mask and everything. So that is the common thing which is suggested in case of human metapneumovirus also. So this is not a new virus. The virus was already there. Now we have seen more cases of it. Even in India, it's not that we have got cases of human metapneumovirus from China. Even in India, this was there before 2024 or 25 also. Okay. But this year it has got that limelight. It has got that limelight in this present year. Okay. So that is one part which we see in case of this human metapneumovirus. Okay. Right now there is no vaccine or medication for this one. Okay. So that is our first topic, human metapneumovirus. Coming to the second one, the collegium system. Some of you may have passed. How many of you have passed engineering during the COVID times? And some of you might have completed 12th also. Some of you might have completed graduation during COVID time. So I don't trust you. Okay, as simple as that. Now, let's come to this one. What is collegium system? Can you tell me, like, what is this collegium system and what is the work of this? What is the work of this collegium system? There is a very much important topic or information about this collegium system. Those who have passed in class 10th or 12th, I don't trust your marks. Okay? No offense. Now tell me, like, appointment of judges, when we are talking about this collegium system, it is a system of judges. Okay. It is a system where the judges are appointing the judges. A system where judges are appointing the judges. A system where judges are appointing the judges. So you might be aware about, like some of you might have read polity, you might be aware about first judge case, second judge case, third judge case, and fourth judge case. Okay, so multiple judge cases have been there, and on that we have now got a very much solid collegium system. It recommends the name of people who will be appointed as judges in Supreme Court or who will be appointed as judges in High Court. So this is for appointment in High Court and appointment of judges in High Court or Supreme Court. Okay. So whether we are talking about High Court or Supreme Court, the judges are getting appointed through this collegium system. It consists of the Chief Justice of India and other senior judges, sometimes 4 judges, sometimes 2 judges. 4 judges when there is appointment of Supreme Court judge, 2 judges when there is appointment of a High Court judge. So normally with this 5% in total or 3% in total, we are having this appointment of judiciary. How the process works? How is the process working? If we look at this process, so first, collegium system. This collegium system, it recommend names. This is recommending name. Recommend names to the government. Recommend names to the government. Okay. So collegium system is recommending the names to the government. Now, if the government agrees, there is one simple thing. If the government agrees, there will be appointment. There will be appointment of that person as a High Court judge or a Supreme Court judge. Or the government can send back the recommendation. Send back the name. Send back the names back to collegium. Now, there are 2 possibilities. One thing is government will appoint. Second thing is government will send back the names back to the collegium. With its own concern, it may say that there may be some concern with respect to appointment of a particular judge. So government can send back the name to the collegium system. Now, second thing, if collegium recommends same name again, now tell me about this one, that this again, suppose that if the collegium is recommending the same name back to the government again, then what is the possibility? Can government send back the name again, or will government be appointing that person? So what will be the situation now? What will be the situation now? Will there be appointment or will there be rejection? What will be the situation after this? if the collegium is sending back the name again, what is the situation after this? Appointment. Now see, yes, in general, if we look at the law, if we look at the law, if the collegium is sending back the name, it has to be appointed. Government cannot send back the name. Okay, government can't send back the name to collegium. Cannot send back the name. Cannot send back the name. So in that situation, government cannot send back the name to the collegium. They have to appoint. But there is a third condition. There is a third condition, and that is just sit over that recommendation, do nothing. Okay. Government can simply do one thing, just ignore it. Government can do just one thing, just ignore it, because there is no timeline for deciding or no timeline for appointment. So what we see that there is no timeline for appointment. So I think now you get this idea that what is the next possibility? What is the next possibility? There is no timeline for appointment. So government can be sitting on that name forever. Government can be sitting on that name forever. Government is not rejecting it. Government is not sending it back. Neither the government is appointing that person as a High Court judge or a Supreme Court judge. Okay. So that is the third criteria, because ultimately the appointment has to be done by the government. Okay. So this is the third thing which has been seen multiple times in the previous years. Okay. That there has been a deadlock which has led to vacancy in the judges, vacancy in case of judiciary also. There is high number of vacancy, especially in the high courts. Especially in high courts, we have significant vacancies also. Okay. So this is one part what committee can be doing. Okay. Now, this is one part how the appointment works. There is another thing, the challenges. The challenges. Here we are talking about the challenges with respect to this collegium system. That there are challenges with respect to collegium system also. There have been allegations against this collegium system also, that there are certain challenges with respect to it. So what are those challenges? One thing is no transparency in decision making. No transparency in decision making. In decision making. So collegium system, there is no such transparency that how they are deciding it, how they are deciding the judges who will be appointed as the judge in Supreme Court or High Court. So there is no such no such thing like transparency here. Okay. Then at the same time, what we also see that it has been said, it has been alleged that the collegium works according to the Chief Justice of India. It has been said that collegium works according to Chief Justice of India. Okay. So collegium is chosen by CJI, and hence it may work as per CJI. So this is one allegation. This is one thing which many of the people say, that if one person is choosing that who will be part of collegium, okay, so ultimately it is one person's decision. Ultimately this is the decision of one person. Okay. So this is one challenge. Now there is a information which has surfaced in the recent times, that there will be some change in the appointment process. There will be some change in the appointment process. Okay. Some new change. Now, it has been said that the collegium system is going to adopt a new thing. Okay. Collegium system is going to do a new thing. What is that? Conducting interview of judges before appointment. So there will be a interview of the judges before appointment. There will be an interview of judges before the appointment. Of course, it will be done in not in a full, there will be notification and everything. So there will be some selected people whose interview will be conducted by the collegium system, and accordingly they will be decided whether that person is fit for appointment as a judge or not. So that is one thing. Then also there is one more thing. It has been said that the collegium will try to exclude those people who have relatives, who have close relatives who have recently served in High Court or Supreme Court. Okay. So will try to exclude those people whose close relatives have recently worked in High Court or Supreme Court. Okay. So these two things are surfacing in the news as per the editorial. As per the editorial, two things have come up in the recent time. First, it has been decided that collegium will first have an interview of the candidates. Second thing what will be done, that there has been one of the allegation being that in judiciary there is dominance of few families. There have been some media reports which claim that there is dominance of only few families in the judiciary. So in order to counter that, in order to bring more diversity in the judicial system, this is one of the things which collegium may be practicing in the present time. Okay. Now, further challenge. First thing is, even if we talk about the recent reforms are not on paper. The recent reforms or any reforms in the collegium system is not on paper. It is more of a convention which is followed from one Chief Justice to another Chief Justice. If they want, they can change it at any point. Okay. So no written way or no written things, no written reforms. So if there is nothing on the paper, there is nothing in the law, it can be changed at any point. Like suppose there is a very good person, he is very much honest, he is very much trying to reform the judicial system, he will work very hard. But the next person who is coming there, will he be taking the same effort? Will he be doing the same effort? That is questionable. But then if there is a law, if there is a proper structure which has been developed, then it becomes the only way. Then it becomes the concrete structure. Okay. So that is one thing. Second thing is the deadlock between government and judiciary. See, this deadlock which is there is a memorandum of understanding. There is a memorandum of understanding between government and judiciary with respect to appointment. But again, the same thing, there is no timeline. Like I have told you in the beginning, there is no timeline for the response. So it opens a huge loophole. It opens a huge loophole which can be done to just bypass all these things, just bypass all the things, while they are not violating any law in a specific, or even the constitution is being followed, but the spirit of the constitution, the constitutionalism is not being followed in true spirit. Okay. So that is the challenge in case of Collegium. Okay. What can be the way forward? One of the major thing which we can see here, what can be the way forward in this scenario? Okay. First thing is, even if we are talking about the present system, first thing is Collegium reforms on paper. Collegium reforms on paper. What we can see is more transparency in appointment. More transparency in appointment. And third thing is finding a way to resolving the conflict between executive and judiciary. Okay. The next thing is like finding an amicable solution. Finding the amicable solution for resolving deadlock. Okay. So this is three things which are suggested here, that what can be done in order to reform this process and resolve this huge pendency of vacancies in high courts from time to time. Okay. So this is first part, what is Collegium, how they are like working here. Sir, can legislature make law to remove the Collegium system? How check and balance here? Yes, legislature has made a law. In the past, we have seen there was formation of this National Judicial Appointment Commission in 2014. The Parliament of India has came with this one thing, National Judicial Appointment Commission. But in that, what was the challenge? Judiciary interpreted that law. It said that there is more influence of the executive in appointment of the judges. There is more influence of the executive in appointment of judges. Hence, that law was declared null and void. Okay. So, of course, Parliament has the power to regulate or make laws with respect to appointment process of judges. The Parliament is sovereign in that case. But again, for interpretation of Constitution, Supreme Court is also there. Okay. So, until unless a balance is achieved between exerting too much influence and maintaining the independence of judiciary, we may not be able to move forward. Okay. So, I hope that is clear. I hope this second part is clear then. Okay. Now, coming to the next thing like the next article which we have to discuss is about this national anthem controversy. Okay. The next thing which we have to discuss is about this national anthem controversy. So what has happened, like last day, today is 7th of January. So on 6th of January, there is Governor of Tamil Nadu, R.N. Ravi. Okay. So he was there for the first address in the legislature. You know that for the first session of State Legislative Assembly or even in the first session of Parliament, in Parliament it is the President who will address the first session. In the State Legislative Assembly, it is the Governor who addresses the first session of the year. So normally this is a practice which is being followed. Okay. So Governor went there for the first session of the Legislative Assembly of Tamil Nadu. Okay. So when he went there, the national anthem was not played. The national anthem was not played before his address. Last year also, like the same thing was there. Last year also the national anthem was not played. So he refused to read the address to the house. This time again, the national anthem was not played and hence he refused to address the houses in Tamil Nadu Legislative Assembly. Okay. So that is the situation, that is the news article, that he, like, there was no such anthem, national anthem playing in the assembly, so he refused to, like, address the session. That is one thing. If we talk about Tamil Nadu, in Tamil Nadu, what has been the convention? If we talk about the convention in Tamil Nadu, from 1991, there is a convention. There is this convention that there is the state anthem, Tamil Thai Vazathu. It is played at the beginning, and after the end of the session, means after the address of the governor, there is playing of national anthem. So in the beginning, there is this playing of Tamil state anthem, Tamil Thai Vazathu. It is played at the beginning of the session, and at the end of the session, there is playing of national anthem. But the governor in Tamil Nadu, he said that no, national anthem should be played before the address of the house also. Before his address to the house, national anthem should be played. Since it was not played, he left the house. Now, is there any such law? Is there any such mandate of playing this national anthem in the beginning of state legislative assembly? No. There is no such mandate, there is no such law. Many of the states, they are having their own convention. The state assemblies, they are having their own conventions, they are working as per their requirement. Okay. So what we see, if we are talking about other states, in Nagaland, the national anthem was not played at all for several decades. Although in the recent times, what we see that now the national anthem is being played there. In case of like northeastern states, R.N. Ravi, the same person, when he was governor there, so it was played for the first time in Feb 2021. In case of Tripura Assembly, it was first played in March 2018. In many other states also, the legislative assemblies have their own conventions. They have own conventions. It is not mandatory as per law or constitution to have this playing of national anthem before or after the session of governor. There is no such requirement as such. Okay. Now, if we talk about the president, what is the convention? Like normally when the president is like addressing both the houses of parliament, so before and after the address, there is playing of the national anthem. When we talk about Parliament of India in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, whenever there is a play where there is a address of President of India, there is playing of national anthem before and after the address of President. Okay. When President is visiting in some ceremonial processions also, in some ceremonies also, there is playing of national anthem. So there are many such like areas which have been defined that where there will be must playing of national anthem. The state legislative assembly is not there in the list. It is mainly with respect to like president, sometimes also in case of governor, but for legislative assemblies, it is not defined as such by the law of the country. Okay. If we talk about constitutional mandate, there is this section 51A, article 51A of 1 of the Constitution. It says that it shall be duty of every citizen of India to abide by Constitution, respect its ideals and institutions, the national flag and the national anthem. Okay. So that is the general thing, that the fundamental duty says that all the persons of India, they have to abide by it, they have to respect the national anthem. That is one simple thing. Okay. Has there been any instance in the past where there was not playing even in case of Prime Minister reaching there? Yes. There is one such case in 2019. Okay. In 2019, the Prime Minister, Tamil Nadu Governor and Chief Minister, they have participated at a function in Madurai. Okay. It was about foundation stone of AIMS building. Okay. So neither the Indian national anthem nor the state anthem was played there. So one of the women who was there, she filed a case in Madras High Court for this, that there was a government ceremony, there was a government ceremony, and in that national anthem was not played. So for that she filed a case in Madras High Court. Okay. And later on there was observation of the judiciary. Okay. The court said that there is no mandate for the national anthem to be sung and is only a customary practice. Okay. So court has said that as per the law of the land, there is no mandate. It is not mandatory in any such situation, like any such procession, to sing the national anthem. So it is only customary. If people are doing it, it's fine. If they are not doing it, then as per the present law, as per the present situation, it is not a crime. It is not against the law. Okay. So this has been the observation of Supreme Court. This is the part of fundamental duty and the recent controversy which was there with respect to Tamil Nadu. Okay. So that is one of the controversy which is going on. Okay. I hope it is clear. Like, what is the law with respect to this national anthem? Okay. Like for a long period of time, you may have seen one thing, that the movie halls, they were also asked to play this national anthem in the beginning of movies, and it was made mandatory in many of the movie halls also. But later on that decision has also been changed. Now it is not mandatory for the movie halls also to have this national anthem. There was a time when this was made mandatory also. There have been a lot of controversies with respect to that. There have been a lot of challenge also with respect to that. Even now we are seeing that in the case of Tamil Nadu Legislative Assembly, for some time this controversy is going on. Okay. Playing national anthem is mandatory to every state because it's binding. It is not mandatory as per law. See, it is not mandatory as per law. The parliament has not made any law for it. If the parliament amends the constitution, if it adds a provision in constitution that from tomorrow onwards, for each and every session of the parliament or state legislative assembly, singing national anthem or playing national anthem will be mandatory, then of course the states will follow it. But right now there is no law of the parliament or constitutional provision demanding so. It is not mandatory. It is a customary practice. Okay. It is a customary practice. If someone is following it, they can follow. If someone is not following it, there is not mandate on it. Okay. So that is one part. I hope that's clear, Bittu. Okay. Now coming to the map section. We have a map section, major straits of the world. Not for Prime Minister, Sujit, it is for President. Not for Prime Minister, it is for President of India. Okay. That for President of India, there will be playing of, before his address, there will be playing of national anthem. Not for Parliament, not for Prime Minister. Okay. Now, coming to this one topic, the major straits of the world. Let us see first the names. There is one thing, Strait of Malacca. There is one thing, Strait of Malacca. Okay. Then we have this Strait of Hormuz here. We will see in detail also of them. Strait of Hormuz. There is this Bab al-Mandeb Strait. We have been reading about them for quite some time. There is this Suez Canal, you know that. And then Panama Canal also we have discussed recently. Okay. Panama Canal. There is a Suez Canal and Sumed Pipeline. Sumed Pipeline and Suez Canal is also there. Okay. Now let us see them one by one in detail. First thing is, this is the Strait of Malacca. Here we have Malaysia, Singapore and Indonesia. Malaysia, Singapore and Indonesia is there. So this Strait of Malacca is there. Here you can see we have this Andaman and Nicobar Island. We are also developing the Great Nicobar project, which will also make an international transshipment terminal. International transshipment terminal will also be constructed in Great Nicobar region. It is just near this Strait of Malacca. Okay. So this is one of the part. Now, so this is one part. Here the countries are Malaysia, Singapore and Indonesia. 3-1, Indonesia, Singapore and Malaysia. These three are there. Then, if we talk about this, there is a Bering Strait. There is one strait called as Bering Strait. And this is between two of the very prominent countries of the world. One is US and the other is Russia. Okay. So this is the Bering Strait. So if you see US and Russia, they are not very far away. If you look at US and Russia, they are not very much far away. This is the part of Alaska region. This is the part of Alaska region, and here we are having this Russia region. Okay. So Russia and US are very much close to each other with the help of this Bering Strait. Bering Strait. Okay. On this side we have US, on this side we have Russia. Okay. Then the third major strait is the Strait of Gibraltar. This Strait of Gibraltar. This Strait of Gibraltar. Can you tell me, like for this Strait of Gibraltar, just tell me one thing. Which countries are near to this Strait of Gibraltar? Which countries are near this Strait of Gibraltar? Anyone? Which countries are near this Strait of Gibraltar? Which countries are close to this Strait of Gibraltar? Spain and Morocco. Okay. Any other country apart from Spain and Morocco? Is there any other country? Yes, if you look at this, like of course you know that Morocco is here, Morocco is here, then you will find Spain is also there, so that's fine. But you will find that there is one more country here. There is one more small country over here, and this country is United Kingdom. United Kingdom is having a very small rocky island here. It is having a very small island like state here or territory here, that is Gibraltar. Okay. Gibraltar is here, that is part of UK. This is part of UK. So UK is also near this Strait of Gibraltar. This is one thing which you have to remember. Okay. So UK is also near this Gibraltar Strait. Normally they will if they want to trick you, they can ask you about this part of UK. There is also one region here, Ceuta. Okay. This is part of Africa. This is part of Africa, but it is under control of Spain. This is part of Africa, but it is under control of Spain. So this region here, it is under the control of Spain, and here we have UK, a Gibraltar region which is under control of UK. So this is one part which you have to see. On this side we have Morocco, here we have Spain, okay, and this is the Strait of Gibraltar. Then this one strait is very much famous these days, the Strait of Bosphorus. There is this one strait, Strait of Bosphorus, and Strait of Dardanelles. Okay, so see this. This Strait of Bosphorus, if you look at this side is Asia. Here you have Asia, here you have Europe. This is the same country. This is Turkey. This is the European part of Turkey. This is the Asian part of Turkey. And there is this strait, Bosphorus Strait. So Bosphorus Strait is considered as one of the strait which divides Asia from Europe. It divides Asia from Europe or separates Asia from Europe. Okay. So Black Sea, last day we have like a few days ago, we have talked about this Caspian Sea. Okay. So we have seen in case of Caspian Sea, there is no linkage. There is no such outward linkage. But in case of Black Sea, you can see there is a Bosphorus Strait which connects it with Sea of Marmara. And Sea of Marmara is further connected by a strait, Dardanelles Strait, which connects it with Aegean Sea or Mediterranean. Okay. So this is one part, Black Sea, Bosphorus, Dardanelles, and then Aegean Sea. Okay. These are the other straits which are there. Okay. Then, okay. So they are some of the major straits we have seen. There is also some other straits which we will cover in upcoming classes. Okay. So these are major straits nearby Asia and Europe. We have already seen the Panama Canal. We will also focus on some major sea bodies and other things. You might be aware, English Channel separates UK from Europe. Okay. So we will see other straits also which may be prominent from time to time. And then we will see some sea also. So in upcoming days, we will be covering some maps. Okay. So that you can revise them from time to time. Now, let's see some questions. Let's see some questions based on science and tech from October. The first question is, with reference to concept of spraying diamond dust for solar radiation management, how many of the following statements are correct? Diamond dust reflects radiation back into space, reducing the amount of sunlight reaching Earth's surface. The process mimics the natural cooling effect observed during volcanic eruption. The carbon footprint of diamond dust solar radiation management is higher compared to sulfur-based methods. Okay. So this is one of the topic, solar radiation management. Okay. Diamond dust spraying was there in the news in the month of October. I hope you have gone through this topic. So see this question and tell me which one will be correct. Okay, there is one answer as option A. B option, A option, okay. So this is common. See, diamond dust is basically one of the methods of solar dust management. If we are spraying the diamond dust, it will be helping to reflect back the solar radiation into the space. So this will reduce the amount of sunlight reaching the Earth's surface. Okay. So it is mimicking also the natural cooling effect. During the volcanic eruption, you may have seen that various aerosols are released, various dust particles are released, which often leads to reduction of sunlight coming to the surface of Earth. Volcanic eruption, remember two things. Volcanic eruption sometimes can increase the concentration of gases, which can lead to this problem of global warming. Whereas sometimes these volcanic eruptions will release a huge amount of particles in the atmosphere, which will create more and more reflection of sunlight and hence less sunlight coming towards Earth, and it can become a cause for global cooling also. So this second option is also correct. Then the third option is obviously incorrect. The diamond dust has been suggested as one of the better alternatives as compared to sulfur. Sulfur, you know that it has higher impact, higher carbon footprint. Okay, it can lead to sulfuric rains also. It can also increase the amount of sulfur dioxides. So that is not good for our environment. Okay. So third is incorrect. Answer will be B option. Then we have another thing with reference to application of fluorescent nano diamonds. Consider the following statements. They are valuable in detecting acceleration and electric field in strategic industries. Second is saying their ability to generate the Barry phase makes them suitable for use in rotation sensing gyroscope. And third is saying they are primarily used for large scale industrial temperature monitoring. So there is one thing called as fluorescent nano diamonds. Okay. Basically, there are nano diamonds having their luminescence or fluorescence. So it is about the application of them. So what will be the correct answer here? Only one. Okay, one answer is only one. Okay, there is answer B and C option. Okay. See, if you have not read some of the topics which we are discussing here, just try to read about them. That is the main motto here. If you have not read about certain topics, read about them. I am choosing those topics which may be relevant for your examination. Okay. So just read about them, like after going through classes also, just read about them. When we talk about fluorescent nano diamonds, they are the one which can be used for detecting the acceleration and electric field. So this is one thing, they can be used for detecting these electrical fields. Okay. They can also be used in gyroscopes. So second one is also correct, but they are nanoscales. They are specifically for measuring the temperature at micro scale level, not at very large scales. For large scales, we don't have to worry that much. The temperature measurement at large scales are not that much difficult. It is the temperature management at nano scale or micro scale which is the main challenge. If we are having nano substances, it means we will try to do the calculations or any other thing at nano level. So here it is not for just large scale, it is mainly for micro scale. It is mainly for micro scale. It is mainly for micro scale temperature measurement. So third option here is incorrect. Hence the answer will be B option, that is only 2. Okay. Now coming to one last question. What is the role of microRNA in the process of protein synthesis? What is the role of microRNA in protein synthesis? You cannot skip this question. They carry amino acids to ribosome during translation. They regulate protein production by silencing mRNA. They facilitate the transcription of DNA into mRNA. They link amino acids together in the ribosome. So it is about microRNA. We have discussed this topic in detail many a times. So this third question cannot be wrong. You cannot give third, like in this question you cannot give the wrong answer. It will be considered as a sin. MicroRNA, what is the role of it? We have discussed about microRNAs in the class itself. B option or C? See, first thing is microRNA. You know that microRNA is the part of mRNA structure. It is the part of mRNA structure. So suppose if we are having this one as mRNA, if suppose this is the mRNA, then a small portion of it, let us say that this is the small portion of it, it is our microRNA. It is our microRNA. Now, what is the role of it? It performs the role not during the transcription, but rather than that, during that translation. Translation is the working process. So, during this working process, what generally happens that this microRNA, it can silence the mRNA or it can express the mRNA, which can lead to production of proteins. So, it can either silence or it can even activate the mRNA part. Okay. So, this is controlling, basically this is controlling the production of protein, controls the expression of mRNA. It controls the expression of mRNA. So, they regulate protein production by silencing mRNA. That is correct here. Okay. So, microRNA is that a smaller part of this mRNA which controls this part. So, it is like the brain within the mRNA. Like suppose if we are talking about any person, so that person is being controlled by his brain. So, if we talk about mRNA, the brain of that mRNA is microRNA. That will control how much things has to be done, when it has to stop, what thing has to be produced and in what amount, when the gene has to be silenced. So, that one thing is regulated by the microRNA. So, it regulates this translation of this messenger RNA part. Okay. So, these were the questions for today. Tomorrow again we will see some questions from October 2024. We will see some map related questions also now. So like I have promised you way back in December last year in 2024 that we will have some questions on map. So we have started with that. We have started with the straits. We will see the seas of the world, the plateaus of the world and many more things in upcoming days. And we will have some questions also on the basis of it. Okay. So that one thing we will discuss. Science is already going on. So your science and places in news are going to be revised on daily basis now. Okay. So that will be one thing which we will be doing in our current affairs session. Okay. Next day we will again have some question from October 2024 science related topic. And this is the question for the day. How a judge of High Court can be removed? So this is one thing which I expect from everyone to answer in the comment box. How a judge of a High Court can be removed? Go through this. There was a lot of discussion about removal of a High Court judge. There is a chance that this year in prelims you might get a question either about the appointment process or the removal process of judges. Okay. So that will be all for today. Okay. Thank you so much. And only 138 days. Yes, about that CAR T cell therapy, I do remember, and about that prelims strategy also. So, in just this week only, there was one class, I think there is one class which is about CAR T cell therapy. So, that also I will take. I think one of you have also asked about blockchain technology. So, I will make a video on that also, plus the prelims strategy. So, in this week, I will cover that. Okay. So, thank you everyone. Thank you everyone for your love and kindness. Thank you and take care. Okay, there is one question. If the student belongs to some reservation group and he or she has a state issued certificate, so is it applicable in UPSC examination? Megha, see one thing, like last year we have done this entire discussion about this UPSC form, and we have seen that if you are getting the central certificate, that is the best option. Okay. If you are getting the central certificate, that is the best option. you have sufficient amount of time, so I will suggest that get a central certificate. That will be useful for you. Okay. So thank you and take care. Let's meet tomorrow. If you have any other question, just put it in the comment box. I will try to answer that in tomorrow's session. Thank you and take care.